Alright, no visual intros, no audio intros, no music, just getting right down to it. I probably played this game 15-20 minutes ago and I already had to upload it to talk about it kind of in depth here. Let me tell you, I ran across a whole team of tryhards. I don't even know if they run together, but this is probably the first time I've encountered basically the entire opposing team running these support point streaks. Let me tell you something. I get pretty frustrated when a stealth bomber or an EMP goes off once or twice in a game, but this was just utter fucking ridiculous in this one. I mean, the ground shaking from the start. I don't care if they're on my team or not. You know, I don't care if one of my own teammates calls in a couple of stealth bombers or a couple different teammates call them in, and that helps me win the game. I don't care. The fucking ground shaking every 5 seconds. You get all discombobulated, and you know the shit, like if it's on your team, it'll shake the ground, you can't see, and then it has that bullshit side effect where it's got that fucking whistling sound in your ear, and you know you can't move. You know, it's like you're, I don't know, you're stuck. I can't even describe it right now. Now in this particular game, I'm pretty early in the 4th prestige, so you know, I don't have any of my own weapons. You know, I could have used a token to unlock them, but whatever. But I don't have any of the normal weapons I use, and so I'm running with this stupid UMP45 and with a red dot, and there's not even kick on it. You know, I'm not enjoying that, so I usually just try to pick up weapons as I go along, but man, I'm telling you, I couldn't get anything going in this game. And like I said, I never proclaimed to be a great player or anything, but you know, I post videos where I don't even finish at the top. I post videos where, you know, my KDR in the game was like a 125 or something. You know, I'm not trying to be, you know, some guy with like an 8.0 ratio and it's like, oh my god, you know, Moabs and all that stuff. It's really just about the fun. I'm just your average gamer on here. And I post videos to show that, you know, not everybody on YouTube is posting where they're going like 38-0. But anyway, the point of this game, the point of this video was to just kind of vent some frustration on these support point streaks. You know, when I first heard the idea that they were going to put this in the game before the game came out, I thought, well, you know what, that's probably that's pretty cool. That's cool for the average gamer who only plays, you know, maybe once or twice a week, or they rent the game, or you know, it makes them feel like they have a chance. You know, a lot of these guys with a, you know, a .5 or less KDR, and they just never can get any better for some reason. You know, they know that it's going to be damn near impossible for them to get a kill streak of anything above, say, I don't know, 7. They might get lucky and get a helicopter once or twice, but they're just, well, if they camp the whole game, then they might get maybe a helicopter, maybe a little more, but if they're trying to rush too, there's no way. So, you know, I thought the support point streaks, that allows them to get the higher end stuff, the stuff that's like 10, you know, 14, 15, stuff that they'll never get on the assault kill streak class. My one complaint with this is that they remove anything that kills you directly. Now there you go. Now you're already seeing the EMPs and all that bullshit start. Just wait. But I think they could have had this right had they just left in stuff like UAV, counter UAV, SAM turret, even advanced UAV. Even though that, like Blackbird on Black Ops, that belongs in the assault. That should take some skill to get. I don't even mind that so much. Look, there's another one. Look how I'm all fucking disoriented. You know, I'm not gonna get off track here. I'm trying not to get off track, but nothing that kills you directly. You know, no remote no remote turret where the guy can stand back there. He's fucking invisible. You just see this shit shooting you as you move toward it. You know, no stealth bombers. I've complained about that in most of my videos. You know, the stealth bomber was one of the harder kill streaks to get in the previous installments of this game, because it's highly effective if you know how to understand the balance of the map. You can really do some damage with that. Look at this. Fucking ground shaking. EMPs, that's another thing. Nobody used EMP in Modern Warfare 2 because it was a hard kill streak to get and it didn't kill people. But now everybody runs that thing in this game because even the worst players can get it. And it's one thing that, you know, it's one thing to counteract, you know, if you've worked hard to get like an AC-130 and it'll bring your ass down. But it's another thing when you don't have to string along any kind of consecutive anything to get it. But what I was really wanting to talk about was when people get the EMP, it blinds your ass for a few seconds, like a flashbang. It's like it's almost like a shortened version of a flashbang. And that drives me crazy because I'll be, I don't know, in the middle about to run around a corner and maybe take a guy out, and an EMP goes off, and it doesn't matter if it's on my team or the other team. It's gonna blind the shit out of me, and then I'm all discombobulated. I don't know where the hell I am. And I know it does it to the other guy, but if he's camping, then he's not moving. So he could just stay locked on his little doorway, or he could just stay locked on his one area so that whenever he's unblinded, he can just shoot me as I don't know where I am. You know? Like, here we go again. Look at the ground shaking, the EMP, you know, blind. I mean, if they're going to have the EMP, why does it have to blind you? Why does that have to have any effect on you, period? What I mean is when it goes off. I mean, yeah, of course it's going to have an effect as far as when it detonates and your electronics go down. That's fine. But if you're going to have an EMP in there and you're going to make it easy to get, you know, that any noob, if he just keeps running to the flags and the headquarters and gets a few kills here and there, by the end of the game he's going to get one. Fine. Don't make it blind you. The stealth bomber. If the stealth bomber goes off and it's on your team, I know that this is going to sound ridiculous, but it shouldn't be shaking the ground and disorienting you. I mean, it's on your team. You know, it should be, those side effects should only be for the enemy. So if it doesn't actually kill him, it'll slow him down, it'll, you know, blind him or whatever. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, and in this particular game, now if you notice here, I'm using the support class, but that's because I'm early in the prestige and I don't really care. I'm just trying to rank up. You know, and notice I'm not using anything that I'm complaining about. You know, a SAM turret, that's fine. To me, that's great to have as a support class for, you know, support class players. You know, if I mess around and get, you know, anything of substance in the air, a helicopter, it brings it down. UAV brings it down. That's fine. Look at that. EMP, electronics are down. Blind your ass. Now, what did you see there? I got blinded. I stopped. Look at that. I'm blinded. I stopped moving, and then I don't know where I am for a second, and then the camper can see him. He's not really a camper, but you get my point. I don't even care about EMPs knocking out my red dots and stuff. I normally don't even use a red dot. Do not care. It honestly doesn't even bother me that I could work hard and get something, you know, helicopters, Reapers, AGMs, all that, and it brings it down. That I don't, and then okay, you know, if you have shit you're waiting to call in, you know, then the EMP keeps you from calling it. I don't even mind all that. I really don't. What bothers me is whenever it blinds your ass like a flashbang, and I don't know where I am. I mean, just look at it. I know you're watching this. Look at this. The ground's shaking every 5 seconds. I'm getting blinded every 5 seconds from the EMPs going off. I mean, ridiculous. You know, you got enough bullshit in this game that'll mess with you. You know, at least, I'll tell you what. One thing that I do really, really enjoy about this game that's different from the previous installments is in the previous games, I mean, you either had to run some, whatever it was called on Black Ops, you had to run some form of sit rep because everybody was throwing claymores and everything else down. In this game, I rarely come across people setting anything in the ground. The bouncing betties and stuff. Look at this. The ground's shaking again. Now I'm all discombobulated. I gotta stop, go down into prone. Ridiculous. You know? Look at that. I'm calling it a UAV. To me, that's fine. I know a lot of people complain about the spamming of UAVs and all that, but look at this. The fucking ground is shaking again. And look what happens. I can't see, I can't move, and the guy takes me out. I mean, it doesn't really help that I'm using a weapon that I'm not very good with. You know, with a red dot, no kick or anything. I mean, that didn't help me at all. But my point is that I'm just incredibly frustrated messing. I mean, I get pissed off now when it happens once or twice in a whole game, when somebody on the other team or my team sets off a stealth bomber or an EMP. I mean, that even pisses me off now. But this game, I mean, look at that's bullshit. I mean, that almost looked like it was at the same time, an EMP and a stealth bomber. I got blinded and I couldn't move. I mean, I don't want to go back and take the time to look at how many times I died directly as a result from one of those two things. Like, if I died within 2 to 5 seconds after an EMP was detonated, whether it was my team or the other team, or a stealth bomber, I'd say a pretty good percentage of my deaths were directly attributed to those two things. Like, I think I went 26 and 25 in this game. I mean, I think I could have went something like, I don't know, whatever, 30 and maybe 15 or something. Something respectable. Look at that. The ground's shaking again as the game ends. I hope to God in Black Ops 2 that there's nothing like this, where the ground could be shaking and getting blinded the whole fucking game. Anyway, I'm out.